All right, Taurus, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for the 9th of November through the 15th. My name is Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology, very different from mainstream astrology. So if you're new to this type, do check the description down below. All right, Taurus, so this week we do have some very nice aspects, actually, considering the fact that we have had the fast-moving planets go into unfriendly territories, one of which involving your ruler Venus going into debilitation here in Virgo, and Mars in unfriendly territory, the Sun in debilitation as well, but Mercury going into a friendly sign this week, quite nice. So within that context, which is essentially just that we want to bring extra attention to the different areas of our life to watch them from going out of balance. Within that context, we do have some very nice aspects this week. As you can see, a lot of blue aspects. And essentially what this is it's all pretty much caused by the new moon that's taking place this week and Mercury, who's very close by. As you can see, there's been this trine between Pluto and Jupiter involving your fourth house of home and family. That's where there's been expansion, possibly learning, new wisdom being gained around those particular areas, as well as change to the deeper aspects of life, transformation, stepping into your power, that kind of thing, freeing yourself from unhealthy attachments. And so that's been quite easy and quite supportive, but within that, this new moon is right smack in between them, which is essentially two sextiles, one from Jupiter and one from Pluto. And Mercury's right in the mix too. So very nice aspect. It's all about this new moon in your sixth house here on Wednesday, and this is going to be the focal point of the week. So new beginnings around your health, your diet, your routine, your daily activities, pretty much anything that is about improvement, which could be your improvement of craft, it could be improvement of your skills, it could be just taking care of things, taking care of your body, your health, etc. That's where the new beginnings are taking place for you. So this is both in the short term of the next 2 weeks and of the next 6 months, which is the solar cycle, when you'll have a full moon here in this area, which will be culminating a lot of this stuff. So it's an excellent week for setting intentions, an excellent week for starting new things around these areas, especially around work and your health and diet and those types of sixth house matters. And I think naturally you'll probably be thinking quite a bit about it. Mercury going in here on Monday all week, kind of prompting this new moon. Maybe there's some communications, there's an easier flow of energy, just more thinking about that particular sphere. So that's going to be sextiling both the expansion that's been taking place, or at least wisdom that you've been gaining around home, matters relating to family, your roots, anchoring your roots, where you come from, and your foundations in life, which has been Jupiter in your fourth, as well as bringing in that depth, bringing in that, true raw eighth house energy, which has been Pluto transforming you there. So the sextiles are easy aspects. They're not a given, but they are opening. So it's not that they'll necessarily be, it's not a week where it's necessarily going to be things coming to us and like we don't have to do anything about it. Sextiles are basically the doors are opening. We have to walk through those doors and put the energy into it, and at least see, be able to see these possibilities and things that are shaping up around particularly that sixth house. Now there is some easy aspects that are going to just naturally happen. That's involving this trine up to Chiron, who's been in your 10th house. So I think now with Chiron, it's his last retrograde back into your 10th house of work, career. There's continued healing taking place there, but it could be quite easy this week. And a rejuvenation, revitalization, which often happens around it. So that's the new moon, very significant there, and Mercury going in there this Monday. Now on Thursday, we do have Mars going over that north node. This has all been about your self-expression. And I think there is a lot of focus here. Your ruler, Venus, in your fifth house, I think there's a focus. I think there's perhaps even an enjoyment to be had around expressing yourself, tapping into the more creative aspects of life, creating things. And anything is creative. Everything is creative. So it's about seeing that, bringing in that spark, bringing in that passion into what you're involved with, I think is a great way of continuing to work with this week. But with Mars in particular, there is drive, there is motivation, there is intention. And going over the north node, it's really signifying that over the past 2 years, it's been a time of you, putting in energy when it comes to your creative things and expressing yourself. So now there's drive, there's motivation for that, and there's also new shifts and changes around your relationships, I feel like, as well as maybe even a more relaxing energy as well, with Mars ruling both your 7th and your 12th. So that's the general energies. One thing too, actually quite important, in fact, for you Taurans, Venus, your ruler, is going to be sextiling up to Saturn this week around Friday. So very nice, a good maturity, a good stable energy when it comes to not only relationships, which is Venus, but you. I think there's this long-term approach to things, which is Saturn, in harmonious aspect up to your ruler like this. So again, it's an opening though, and I think it's all about these new things, these new beginnings around relationships that you've been solidifying with Saturn in that 7th house, taking it more seriously perhaps. But in either case, that should be going quite well this later part of the week. So in a nutshell, Taurus, the highlight is the new moon, 6th house, work, diet, health, that kind of thing. Very supportive, lots of change there, bringing in that depth to it, bringing in that optimism, that wisdom into it, and new shifts and changes around your self-expression, continuing with that North Node transit of Mars, and of course your ruler sextiling Saturn, perhaps a good, mature, stable, long-term energy, and just sort of going with the flow, easy energy this week, especially around Friday. All right, so I hope you guys have a great week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.